What's going on? It's your man Joe Budden, one quarter of the supergroup Slaughterhouse. You're now checking out Hard Knock TV.
My real name, my rap shit. Fuck with Chase, but the real bank is the mattress. Money ain't new to me. Been getting G-stacks since Smooth B took his shorty back from rehab.
Loose Quarter, the mixtape, came out last week. How do you see this project evolving from the Mood Music series?
Oh, it's definitely evolved. Mood Music is a different monster altogether. Not to say that there's no Mood Music on a Loose Quarter, because there is. I mean, if you let me tell it, it all is mood music. It all stems from some type of mood. But it just sounds different sonically. Some of the content is of which that you would never hear on the Mood Music series, i.e. so good, so hard, what y'all want. There's some records that just would never be on Mood Music, so it's broadening the scope a little bit and appealing to a wider audience, I would say.
In the intro to the mixtape, you mentioned that you have some unfinished business to tend to. Can you share what some of that is with us?
Back to proving my point in hip hop. Back to placing my flag down where it belongs. I mean, and that's always the goal. And when I got my first record deal, I said I wanted to be respected amongst my peers. So every time I pick up a microphone, that's the goal. So,
where do you feel your flag belongs?
Oh, you know what? It's too early to say it. I got some years left in me, so we'll see where I stand. But I like my place right now. I can't lie. I like my place. I like my discography. I like the job that I've done. I mean, even with all the mistakes that I've made, and with the path that I've gone, it's been a unique one. I like where I stand though. I like my odds against a lot of people.
From a different cloth, all these niggas on my dick, all these bitches on my balls. From a different cloth, from a different cloth. Middle fingers to the fingers, middle fingers to
Y'all can hold the applause. I just did what these other niggas were scared to do.
Today you brought out Absol and you guys performed the track Cut from a Different Cloth.
Oh, that song was great.
How did y'all link up?
I reached out to Ab. Ab was making noise, extremely talented out there. Great artist. Like, I won't even belittle him and say he's just a great rapper. He's a great artist. So I reached out to him and we clicked. Some people you just click with, and Ab was one of the people that I clicked with immediately as soon as we first said hello to one another. So it's good to have those type of relationships in hip hop with people that you genuinely get along with. I mean, Ab has been to my house. Ab is one of the few people that I would even ask to come out during my set. I do long sets and I normally do them alone. So the fact that he came out here in his hometown, I'm grateful.
Do you have a favorite verse on the mixtape?
I don't have a favorite verse.
If I had to pick one, I would say second verse from All in My Head.
You know what? A lot of people pick that verse. Probably the majority of people pick that verse. You won't get me to spit it because I have to preserve my voice for this tour and this show and this album that I have to hand in, but I'd have to really think that would definitely be one of the top 3 verses that are on the mixtape, in my opinion. It just kind of happened that way.
It's a deep verse.
Yeah, it has one of my favorite bars in there. They say my brain is off. I say, how can it be if I'm out my mind? How can I be insanity? I think that line totally went over a lot of heads.
They say my brain is off. I say, how can it be if I'm out my mind? How can I be insanity? And people used to say that I was scared of progress. They don't know how hard a nigga tried to advance, but I don't know who's more to blame. Is it them for really not knowing me, or is it me for never really giving them a chance?
What's the biggest difference between touring solo and touring with Slaughterhouse?
I don't have to split no money. I mean, that's really just the biggest difference. And I mean, me and those guys, me and my brothers, we have a camaraderie. We have a certain camaraderie when we're out there on that stage, and it's unmatched. And when I'm out there alone, naturally I'm alone, so you can't look to your left and your right and see your family up there, but yeah, I would say that.
Throughout your career, you haven't been afraid to talk about depression. Although most of us go through it at some point, it seems that society never wants to talk about that issue.
It's taboo.
What advice do you have to people who feel like they've hit rock bottom?
I try to tell people the definition of faith, which is believing in something when there's absolutely no reason to. And I mean, faith is what's carried me throughout a lot of years. It still carries me to this day. So I mean, I'm a man, I'm not very religious at all, but I'm a man of extreme faith and spirituality. And it's probably because of that, not solely, but it's large part because of that faith.
Says you are no longer yourself, I don't know what to expect of you. Said I'm putting up with things I normally wouldn't, she don't know why it's acceptable. She said people living in your house don't pay shit, not respectable. I told her they folk I think highly of. She said, well, they must think less of you.
What was the inspiration behind the track Momma Said?
Oh shit. I respect my mom's opinion and her brand and the way that it functions highly. You know, I hold it to a very, very high regard. And she just came over one day and checked me. I was running around, ripping and running. As you know, life is happening, and my career has me probably busier, almost as busy as I've ever been musically. But I got a chance to finally sit down with Mom Dukes and chop it up for about an hour or two. And it's funny because that beat, I had that beat for a while and I loved it, and I just had no idea what to do with it until it just hit me one day like, yeah, so I love that song too.